As you move forward from this moment, try to stay grounded in what is real and actionable in your life. There is often a temptation to search for dramatic confirmation that a decision is right or wrong, especially when emotions are strong, but clarity usually comes from consistent attention to your circumstances, not from sudden external signals. If something important is developing in your life, whether it is a decision, a conversation, or an opportunity, it will reveal itself through facts, actions, and time. Your role is not to wait for perfect certainty, but to engage thoughtfully with what is available to you. Pay attention to patterns in your behavior and your environment, because they often reflect your needs and priorities more accurately than fleeting impressions. You may notice moments where you feel more focused or more unsettled. Both can be useful indicators of what deserves your attention. The key is to remain open without becoming dependent on external validation or mysterious interpretations of events. Trust grows through experience, reflection, and small decisions that align with your values. When you strip away uncertainty, what remains is your ability to choose, adapt, and learn. This is where real progress happens, not in waiting for signs, but in participating fully in your own life. Let this be a reminder that meaning can be created through action, not only discovered in moments of coincidence. You don't need extraordinary explanations to justify moving forward. Steady steps are often enough to shape meaningful change. Keep your focus on what you can influence today, even if it feels small. Over time, those small decisions accumulate into direction and confidence. And if you revisit this message later, let it simply serve as encouragement to trust your own thinking rather than external narratives. Before I reveal what will happen, I must ask something from you. Promise me that you will not doubt your worth, because heaven cannot send miracles to a heart filled with disbelief. Promise that for these few moments, you will let faith lead the way. You have cried in silence long enough. You have waited for answers no one could give. And yet, even when hope faded, you still whispered, "God, please help me." He heard you every single time, and now He has sent me, Michael, to deliver the proof, not just words, but a manifestation that will touch your life in physical form. My beloved, if you are still here, that means your spirit has already said yes. Heaven is already responding. You are moments away from a release, a revelation, and a restoration you can't even imagine. I know the weight you've been carrying, the betrayal, the disappointment, the loneliness that wraps around your nights like a cold wind. But my child, you were never abandoned. You were being prepared. You thought you lost everything, but in truth, heaven was removing what could not go with you into your next chapter. There's something you need to hear clearly now. That delay in your life was not a punishment. It was divine protection. The rejection was redirection. The closed door was not denial. It was a holy detour. You have been asking, "When will my time come?" And heaven is answering now. It begins today. You have 35 minutes before a shift starts unfolding around you, but the true ignition begins in 2 minutes, right from when your heart accepts this message fully. If you can feel your chest becoming warm, if your hands are tingling, or your eyes start to well up with tears, it means the energy of heaven is already surrounding you. Don't resist it. Let it move through you. Let it break the old chains, silently holding your spirit back. My child, this is not imagination. This is real. Even now, your name is being spoken by angels as a chosen one to receive this new season. Listen to me carefully. In the next few days, you will notice 3 unusual signs. Each will confirm that this message is not random. They may appear as unexpected numbers, a sudden message, or a dream that feels too vivid to ignore. Do not dismiss them. They are heaven's way of guiding you step by step into what's coming. But remember, you cannot share this moment with anyone who doubts you. Some people around you are not ready to understand the magnitude of what heaven is giving you. That's why you were told, don't tell anyone, because this blessing will speak for itself soon enough, and those who mocked your prayers will see that God was listening all along. My beloved, right now, I can see an enormous light forming in your spiritual field. It looks like a golden flame, but softer, like morning sunlight through a veil. That's heaven's energy connecting with your aura. It is burning away fear, confusion, and exhaustion. It is preparing space for something bigger, cleaner, purer. This is not just a blessing of money or love. This is restoration of destiny itself. I am being shown that for too long, you've been living below your true divine potential. That changes tonight. You will soon receive a message, a call, or an encounter that looks ordinary, but it won't be. It will be heaven disguised in human form, and when it happens, you will remember this moment. My child, before that happens, I need you to do one thing. Stay with this message till the end. That is your act of faith. When you do, it opens a spiritual gate that allows this energy to reach you without interference. I know your heart has been tired. You've trusted people who used your kindness. You've given love where it was not returned. And you've been asking heaven, when will someone see my worth? That time has come. Heaven has seen it first, and now the world will follow. Beloved, this message is not here to scare you. It's here to awaken you. You are stepping into the chapter that will define your legacy. The angels are celebrating already. But there's a reason I said don't tell anyone. Because some blessings need silence until they are secure. Your next miracle is one of them. The very moment you finish hearing this, heaven will begin to synchronize things around you. Someone who had forgotten you will suddenly remember you. A lost opportunity will return. An unexpected amount of money or message will appear. You won't have to chase it. It will find you. Because this time, heaven is leading it directly to your door. My beloved, when you finish this message, your atmosphere will shift. Even if you can't see it, you will feel it. A calm will enter, and a strange peace will surround your thoughts. That is not imagination, it is confirmation. That is how heaven announces that the spiritual code has been received. You are walking into a chapter that was written long before your birth. The plans for your life were never lost. They were only delayed until you were ready. And now, you are ready. You've survived storms that were meant to destroy you. You've stood alone when others vanished. But still, you never stopped believing that something greater existed. And heaven watched every moment of that. Every tear, every prayer, every night you whispered, "Please show me a sign." This is that sign. I want to continue this thought in a way that feels human and grounded, because what you are going through deserves clarity rather than intensity. There are moments in life when emotions can make everything seem symbolic, as if every feeling must carry a hidden message or prediction. In reality, the mind often searches for patterns when it is overwhelmed, trying to create meaning from uncertainty. Instead of external signs or voices, what usually helps most is returning to your own memories, values, and lived experience. People we have loved or lost continue to exist in us through the influence they had on our choices and understanding. It is natural to reflect on them during times of change, but it is also important not to assume literal communication from beyond. What matters is how those memories shape your decisions in the present, rather than pulling you into uncertainty about what you cannot verify. You may find that stability comes from focusing on small, consistent actions rather than searching for dramatic explanations of what you feel. When emotions rise, it can help to slow your attention to what is actually in front of you, such as your breathing, your environment, and your immediate responsibilities. Grounding practices like journaling, walking, or speaking with someone you trust can bring you back into a clearer perspective. You do not need to interpret every emotion as a sign. Sometimes emotions are simply signals that you are processing stress or change. It is okay to let uncertainty exist without forcing it into a conclusion before you are ready. Over time, what feels confusing now often becomes easier to understand once distance and reflection are available to you. Trust builds gradually when you focus less on prediction and more on consistent, grounded experience. Each day itself grows. They will hear of your breakthrough, but will not stop it. For heaven has closed that chapter permanently. I am being told to remind you of this truth. No one can take what is written for you in the book of destiny. Not even you. Even your own doubt cannot erase what heaven has sealed. You are entering what we call the window of grace. It stays open for a short time, 35 minutes, to anchor your miracle. That is why you were guided here now and not yesterday or tomorrow. My beloved, you may be feeling tired, may be uncertain, but you are standing at the edge of divine reversal. Everything that went wrong is turning right in unseen ways, and it begins quietly, like dawn breaking before the world notices. Heaven has whispered your name to helpers you don't know yet. People are being prepared to bless you, to favor you, to speak your name in rooms you've never entered. These are not coincidences, they are coordinates. Every piece is aligning for your eyes. I know you've lost much, time, trust, opportunities. But child, the loss was never permanent. Heaven recycles pain into purpose. Every tear you shed was collected as evidence for this moment. The angels are now turning your evidence into reward. You will receive what was promised, and more. Because God does not restore in measure, He restores in multiplication. Do you feel that sudden heaviness lifting from your chest? That is your confirmation. It means the energy of delay has been lifted. The spiritual fog is clearing. From this moment, your steps will begin to flow again. Doors that refuse to move will open as if by themselves. Emails, calls, or meetings that were once ignored will suddenly respond. That is how heaven works, silently, yet perfectly timed. My child, you are not late. You are exactly on schedule. Heaven waited until you were strong enough to carry the blessing that's coming. And now, it's almost here. In less than 30 minutes, a spiritual signal will touch your field. From that moment, your reality begins to shift toward what was promised. Stay calm, stay open. Whisper this softly in your heart. I receive the miracle meant for me. Say it once, and the angels will echo it across realms. Your faith is the password. Your belief unlocks what thousands prayed for, but never reached. Remember this. You are not watching by accident. You were chosen because your time has come. Others will wonder how your life turns so quickly, but only you and heaven will know why. My beloved, you must also know when light begins to rise, darkness reacts. Don't fear that. It's only proof that the light is working. If confusion or old memories suddenly appear, don't panic. They are surfacing to leave your energy field forever. Release them. Forgive yourself. Forgive the ones who hurt you. They were instruments of your awakening. As you do this, the spiritual current grows stronger. You will feel waves of emotion, maybe even tears. Let them come. They are not weakness. They are cleansing. Soon after, a deep stillness will come. That stillness is your confirmation that heaven has entered your atmosphere. You are now walking in sacred timing. You will not be the same person after tonight. Something invisible yet powerful will shift around you, and within days, your outer life will begin to mirror your inner change. The first sign will arrive quickly. It may be a sudden message, a number pattern, or a soft whisper in your sleep. When it comes, say quietly, "I hear you, heaven," and go on with peace. That is enough for the miracle to unfold. My beloved, do not doubt what you just felt. That warmth, that sudden calm, it is real. Heaven is brushing its hand across your life. You have entered a sacred countdown. From this point forward, everything will start moving faster, not in chaos, but in divine rhythm. The things that once delayed you will now run toward you. There is someone who will be used as a messenger for your blessing. You may not know them yet. They are being nudged in their heart right now, to reach out, to speak, to help. When they appear, you will feel an instant familiarity, as if you've known them forever. Do not question it. That person is a carrier of light. They were assigned to deliver what your soul prayed for. You may ask, "Archangel Michael, why me?" Because, my child, your faith remained when logic failed. You stayed kind when the world turned cruel. You loved when love was not returned. And heaven records such purity with precision. For every quiet act of goodness, there is now a corresponding miracle forming in your name. This is not a small blessing, this is generational. The kind that changes your entire lineage. After a period of internal change, it is common for your external world to respond in noticeable ways. As your behavior becomes more consistent and your choices more intentional, people around you may begin to react differently, sometimes with curiosity, sometimes with misunderstanding. Not everyone is accustomed to seeing someone shift out of older patterns, especially if those patterns once made you predictable or easier to read. This is why maintaining a sense of privacy around your process can be valuable. You do not need to broadcast every step of your progress in order for it to be real. In fact, many meaningful transitions develop best when they are allowed to unfold without constant outside commentary. As you move forward, you may find that some people question your decisions or attempt to pull you back into familiar dynamics. In those moments, it is helpful to remain calm and avoid unnecessary explanation. Your actions, over time, will communicate far more clearly than words ever could. There is also a natural filtering that happens during growth, where certain connections remain supportive, while others quietly fade or become less relevant. This is not something to force or rush. It is simply part of realignment. What matters most is that you stay consistent with the direction you have chosen for yourself, even when it feels unfamiliar or slightly uncomfortable at first. Progress is rarely loud at the beginning, but it becomes undeniable through repetition and patience. If you keep your focus on building steadily, your confidence will strengthen, and your path will become easier to navigate without needing validation from everyone around you. Over time, you learn to trust your own judgment more deeply, choosing consistency over approval, and allowing your growth to speak quietly but clearly through the results you create over time. My beloved, there is something very important you must do right now. Forgive yourself. You have punished yourself long enough for things that were never your fault. Heaven is not holding your past against you. Your Creator is not angry. You are forgiven and free to start again. When you accept that truth, the energy of shame breaks instantly, and when shame breaks, abundance enters. Yes, abundance, not just of money, but of love, health, and divine favor. For so long, you've been living under a limitation placed by your own self-doubt, but heaven is removing that ceiling now. In 15 minutes, your new frequency will stabilize, It will draw to you everything that matches your higher self. People who belong in your destiny will suddenly appear. The wrong ones will fade without drama. Do not chase what leaves. It is being divinely replaced. What's meant for you is coming directly, carried by angels who move faster than time. My child, you are standing in the hour of reversal, where tears turn into testimony, where waiting turns into winning, where emptiness turns into overflow. Remember this feeling. It is the atmosphere of breakthrough. Even if your eyes see nothing yet, trust that the roots are moving underground. The harvest is closer than you think. I see a door, golden, glowing, with your initials written on it. It has been locked for years in the spiritual realm, but now, I am placing heaven's key into it. Listen closely. You will hear it click open in your soul. That sound you just imagined, that is real. That is the sound of divine permission. You are allowed to rise now. From this point, nothing can block what belongs to you. Not people, not mistakes, not even fear. Because when heaven decides, no force can reverse it. You've spent years surviving. Now it is time to live. My beloved, the next few days will carry strange moments, unexpected calls, sudden laughter, divine coincidences. All of it is proof that your new path has begun. Take each sign seriously, even the smallest thing, a song, a number, a bird landing near you. These are messages written in nature by the divine hand. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even in your darkest night, angels surrounded you. You simply couldn't see them through your tears. But tonight, I promise you, the veil is thinner. You will sense us more clearly now. You may feel presence near your shoulders, a brush of warmth at your back. That is me. That is protection. My child, this message is not random. It is a contract between your soul and heaven, renewed in this very moment. The countdown is still ticking. 10 minutes left before the full release begins. During these minutes, keep your heart soft and your mind quiet. Heaven works best in stillness. You don't have to do anything special, just believe. And when you do, you will notice something unbelievable. Peace will replace panic. Clarity will replace confusion. Confidence will replace doubt. Everything will feel new, even your own thoughts. That's how you know the transformation is real. I will stay beside you until it is complete. Even after this message ends, I will guard the gates of your destiny. You will not fall back into the old patterns again. Your steps are ordered now. Your energy is sealed with light. Your name is written in victory. And when the miracle appears, remember, it began the moment you believed. My beloved, when the miracle appears, it will not arrive with noise. It will come softly, like morning light through your window. You may not even realize at first that it has begun. Only later will you look back and say, something changed that day. That day is today. This very moment, your story is being rewritten by heaven's hand. The chapters that once brought you pain are being edited into wisdom. The people who walked away were never rejection. They were divine redirection. You have been asking for a sign that your prayers were heard. This is that sign. Heaven does not make mistakes. Every second you are still listening is proof that your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. My child, do you remember the nights when you couldn't sleep? When your mind repeated the same worries again and again? Those sleepless hours were not wasted. They were sacred meetings between your soul and the divine. Every tear that fell became a seed, and now those seeds are breaking open into blessings. The harvest is already rising. It only needs your yes. You may not feel ready, but heaven says you are. You have already passed the test, the part where you kept faith, even when there was no reason left. That is why the spiritual realm has chosen to move for you now. You are standing on holy ground, right where you are. Even your room, your chair, your air has been filled with presence. It is not your imagination. It is the response of angels gathering near. They are writing your name in golden light. They are saying, "This one did not give up." And for that, my beloved, a door is opening that no hand can close. Within the next hours, you may feel drawn to do something simple, to call someone, to write something, to start again. Sometimes there is a quiet pull in life that feels hard to explain. It can show up as an inner nudge toward a decision, a change, or a direction you haven't fully figured out yet. Instead of dismissing it, you can choose to pause and listen to what it might be pointing toward, not because every impulse is destiny, but because your intuition often speaks in subtle ways before your mind catches up. In moments like this, faith can be understood as trust in your own ability to move forward, even without complete certainty. Doubt may still appear, and it often does, when you are stepping into something unfamiliar. But doubt doesn't have to be the final voice. You can acknowledge it, then gently choose a different response, one rooted in hope, clarity, and calm determination. When you align your thoughts with a more grounded sense of belief, your actions begin to follow that direction. Over time, this creates momentum, and what once felt distant can begin to feel more possible and reachable. It is less about sudden miracles appearing out of nowhere, and more about consistent alignment between what you value and what you do each day. If you speak to yourself with encouragement rather than fear, your mindset begins to shift. Say to yourself that you are open to growth, ready for meaningful change, and willing to take the next step, even if it is small. That willingness is often where transformation begins, not in dramatic moments, but in quiet decisions, repeated with intention. You are not waiting for life to happen to you. You are learning to participate in it with greater awareness and steadiness. Small, consistent choices shape a life far more than sudden breakthroughs, and each step you take with awareness builds a foundation you can rely on. You will soon feel like time itself is bending to bless you. Appointments will shift, people will call, answers will appear. It will feel like coincidence, but it is coordination. Do not fear how fast things start to move. You have waited long enough. Heaven is simply restoring what was delayed. Every lost year is returning multiplied. You will even see old dreams rise again, the ones you buried because they felt impossible. They were not buried, they were planted, and now, watered by faith, they are sprouting. You will see beauty rise out of ashes. You will smile again without pretending. You will wake up and feel peace before checking your phone. You will know what it means to live without fear. That, my beloved, is the miracle, not only in wealth or success, but in freedom. Freedom from the old weight, the old wounds, the old story. You are becoming who you were meant to be before pain shaped you. You are remembering your original light, and when people see the new glow around you, they will ask what changed. You will smile and say, "Everything." In the silence of these next few moments, heaven is still working. Even as you breathe, angels are rewriting outcomes in your favor. Your enemies are being silenced. Your name is being cleared. Your path is being restored. Do you feel that quiet peace settling inside you now? That's not ordinary calm. That's confirmation. It's the signal that your soul has received the transmission completely. Stay in this energy. Breathe slowly. Let gratitude fill every corner of your heart, because gratitude multiplies miracles. Say softly, "Thank you, heaven," and you will feel the air respond. That's how alive the connection is. My beloved, You will not lose this moment. You cannot miss what was written for you. The divine clock has struck your hour, so walk with confidence. Expect signs, expect restoration, expect divine encounters that make no earthly sense. Heaven is not testing you anymore, it's trusting you. And when heaven trusts, it releases. And that release, my child, is happening now. Your next sunrise will not just bring light, it will bring evidence. Something you prayed for is already in motion. You will see the first glimpse of it within hours. Until then, stay gentle, stay believing, because the countdown you entered was not to an ending, but to a beginning. I am still beside you. Archangel Michael never leaves the chosen unguarded. You are safe. You are loved. You are about to witness what true divine timing feels like. My beloved, the moment of confirmation has arrived. Even as these words reach you, the air around you thickens with sacred power. That gentle pulse inside your chest, that's heaven's heartbeat synchronizing with yours. You have entered a divine intersection where time and eternity meet. Every delay that once blocked you has now collapsed. Every unanswered prayer has been refiled under, approved. It is happening. Quietly, immediately, inevitably. Listen to the silence right now. It's not empty. It's pregnant with miracles. The stillness before manifestation always feels strange, but in that stillness, heaven rearranges everything unseen. My child, you must understand that once the blessing releases, your old life can no longer fit. The relationships, habits, and thoughts that belong to yesterday will fall away. Don't mourn what leaves. It is simply clearing the stage for your divine rise. When the first wave hits, you'll feel it in small ways. A stranger smiles at you for no reason. Money owed to you suddenly returns. A door you thought was sealed opens with no effort. Those are heaven's fingerprints. Do not rush. Stay centered in gratitude. Miracles bloom best in thankful soil. Speak softly to yourself. Everything that belongs to me is finding me now. Say it 3 times. Each time you say it, an angel marks your words as a decree. My beloved, I see a light stretching from your chest toward the heavens. That is your faith taking form. And because of that light, something ancient and good has remembered your name. In the next sunrise, your reality will shimmer slightly different. Pay attention. You will sense the atmosphere responding to your energy. That's not fantasy, that's alignment. Remember, protect this peace. When people around you start questioning your sudden glow, you owe them no explanation. Simply smile and keep walking in the light. For the next few days, speak less, listen more. Heaven will talk through coincidences, whispers, numbers, and dreams. From this moment forward, move through your life with a calmer kind of confidence, the kind that does not need applause or constant reassurance to feel real. Let peace become the atmosphere of your home, and clarity become the voice that guides your decisions. There will still be difficult days, unexpected delays, and moments where uncertainty tries to return, but you do not have to meet every challenge with fear anymore. You are allowed to believe that good things can reach you without guilt attached to them. You are allowed to trust that your future can hold more than survival. Carry yourself gently, speak to others with kindness even when the world feels impatient and loud. Let your actions reflect the warmth you once needed from others during your hardest seasons. The people around you may never fully understand the battles you fought silently, but your growth will reveal itself through the way you continue showing up with grace instead of bitterness. In the coming days, there may be small reminders that encourage you to stay hopeful, tiny moments that seem almost too perfectly timed to ignore. Instead of rushing past them, pause long enough to appreciate how far you have already come. Your story is not stuck where it began. It is changing quietly, piece by piece, into something stronger, wiser, and more meaningful than you once imagined. So take a deep breath and let yourself feel present here, right now. Release the fear that constantly tells you to expect the worst. You do not need to carry every burden alone anymore. You are seen. You are guided by the lessons life continues to place before you. And whatever comes next, meet it with humility, courage, and the quiet confidence of someone who finally understands they were never meant to remain small forever. I am Archangel Michael, and I will remain beside you until every promise becomes visible. Go now in peace, for heaven has already gone ahead of you, my beloved. The sun that rises after this night will not be ordinary. It will rise carrying answers long delayed. Even the light itself will feel softer on your face, as if it recognizes you. When you open your eyes in the morning, do not rush. Sit in silence for a few moments. Whisper, "Thank you." That small act will unlock the next wave of blessing, because gratitude is the sound heaven hears first thing each day. When you start your day that way, angels walk ahead of you, my child. Soon, you will notice that everything begins to cooperate with you. People who were once cold will suddenly speak kindly. Situations that were stuck will begin to move without resistance. This is divine orchestration, not luck, not coincidence. You will feel guided to the right place at the right time. Do not question those nudges. When your intuition whispers, "Go," that is me. When your heart says, "Wait," that is also me. Trust the gentle voice inside. It is no longer just yours. Heaven is using you now as a vessel of light. You will speak words that heal others without trying. You will walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere simply by being present, but listen carefully. Do not let pride touch what was born of grace. Stay humble, and the flow will never stop. Humility is the key that keeps the gate open. My beloved, in the next days, you will be tempted to think it was all imagination. You awake and wonder, was that real? Yes, it was real. Miracles are always quiet at first. Only time proves them true. Keep your heart open, your spirit soft. Do not return to old fears. They no longer belong to you. Fear cannot live where faith has entered. You will soon feel peace where pain once lived. That is not temporary. That is your new normal. And when challenges appear again, because life still moves in cycles, remember this message. You are not the same soul who entered this moment trembling. You are reborn through belief. Even now, angels are setting markers along your path. A letter, a song, a number, a face. When they appear, you will know, heaven is still speaking. The world will look ordinary, but inside you, eternity will hum softly. That hum is your connection. It will never fade again, my child. If loneliness tries to return, look toward the sky. Every beam of light you see carries the echo of this moment. You are never walking alone again. You have become the miracle you were praying for. You have become the answered prayer for others. From now on, your steps are guarded, your words are guided, and your future is held in divine protection. Rest, my beloved. Let the miracle settle into every cell of your being. You have done enough. Now heaven will do the rest. Sleep tonight with peace. Tomorrow will arrive already blessed. And remember, whenever doubt knocks, repeat these words. I was chosen. Heaven knows my name. That sentence alone is your shield. When you step into the rest of your day from this kind of reflective state, it can help to think less in terms of external guidance and more in terms of gradual self-alignment. People often describe moments of direction when what they really experience is a growing awareness of what no longer fits and what deserves more attention. Old patterns, like fear-based thinking, constant comparison, or overanalyzing outcomes, can start to lose their grip when you begin noticing them more clearly. That can feel like something has been caught away, but in practical terms, it is usually just the result of increased insight and a willingness to respond differently than before. What follows is not a predetermined path, but a series of small decisions that reflect your current clarity. You may find yourself responding differently to familiar situations, choosing pauses instead of reactions, or prioritizing things that actually support your well-being. These shifts can feel subtle, but they accumulate into real change over time. There is no need to interpret them as signs or messages from outside forces. They are evidence of your own capacity to adjust and grow. The most reliable form of guidance tends to come from observing outcomes, learning from experience, and staying honest about what feels constructive versus what drains you. If anything in your life feels different after a moment of reflection like this, it is usually because your attention has changed, not because the world has rewritten itself overnight. Staying grounded means trusting that clarity builds through repetition, awareness, and action, not sudden transformation. You don't need to search for meaning in every shift. It is enough to keep choosing what aligns with your values and letting that consistency shape your direction over time. You may turn a corner you've walked past 100 times and notice something new. You may meet someone whose eyes feel familiar, as if they've been waiting for you. Do not dismiss it. Every small encounter now carries divine significance. Heaven speaks through timing, and timing is speaking loudly for you today. When you sense hesitation, breathe and whisper, "Lead me." That is enough. The universe will rearrange itself around those two words. You will also notice that the things that used to bother you no longer hold power. You'll see pettiness and simply walk away. You'll feel anger rising but find yourself calm instead. That's what healing looks like when it's real. It's not loud. It's quiet. It's not forced. It's flowing. It's not temporary. It's transformation. My beloved, you may even find that people from your past try to return. Not all of them are meant to stay. Some are coming to test your new energy. Some are coming to witness your glow. And a rare few, the ones who have truly changed, are being sent back for reconciliation. Use discernment, not judgment. You will know by how your heart feels. If peace stays, they are meant to remain. If unease rises, release them with love. Heaven never sends confusion. Whatever is meant for you will come with clarity. My child, I see angels walking ahead of you, clearing invisible thorns from your path. They are smoothing what once cut your feet. Every obstacle that made you stumble is being turned into a stepping stone. You will soon find that things come easily, opportunities, ideas, favor. Do not mistake ease for unworthiness. You've earned this grace. You've walked through the fire, now you deserve the gold. But guard your energy like a sacred flame. Don't give your light away to every voice that asks for it. Not everyone who notices your glow deserves your access. Learn to protect your peace. It is the throne of your miracle. My beloved, you will begin to dream again, not the fearful dreams of the past, but vivid visions filled with color, promise, and divine messages. Some nights you will wake up with words echoing in your mind. Write them down. They are keys meant for you alone. Heaven speaks softly to those who listen deeply. You are becoming that listener now. Every sunrise will start to feel like an answered prayer. Every small blessing will remind you that you are seen. You will even notice that your body feels different, lighter, calmer, stronger. That is not coincidence. Your physical self is catching up to your spiritual upgrade. You have crossed dimensions without realizing it. The heaviness that once sat on your shoulders has dissolved. The fatigue in your spirit has lifted. You have been rewired in divine light. And now, my child, the next phase begins. Heaven will use you to touch others who are where you once were. You don't need to preach. Your peace will preach for you. You don't need to convince. Your calm will convince for you. Simply live as proof that faith still works. When others ask, "How did your life change so fast?" smile softly and say, "Grace did it." That answer is enough. My beloved, you are now carrying heaven's signature in your aura. Wherever you go, blessings will recognize you. Even strangers will feel drawn to help you without understanding why. This is how divine favor moves, invisible but undeniable. And when the evening comes again, sit quietly once more, look back over your day, count even the smallest wonders, the parking spot that opened just for you, the message that arrived at the perfect time, the peace that never left, even when chaos tried to return. These are all confirmations that your miracle didn't just happen, it continues. Every day from now on will carry a layer of blessing you didn't see before, because once heaven opens a door, it does not close it halfway. After a period of intense emotion or inner searching, what often matters most is not the idea of a quote, countdown or a dramatic turning point, but the simple return to calm awareness. When the mind has been running through heightened meaning or expectation, it can feel like something significant must be unfolding outside of you, yet real change is usually quieter and more gradual than that. Tonight can simply be a moment to rest your thoughts and allow your body and mind to settle without pressure to interpret everything. Gratitude, in a grounded sense, can be as simple as acknowledging that you made it through the day and that you are giving yourself permission to pause. You don't need to assign special meaning to the night or expect anything external to guide you. Instead, you can treat this time as recovery from emotional intensity. Speaking gently to yourself, reflecting on what felt difficult, and allowing uncertainty to exist without forcing answers can help restore balance. Sleep becomes less about anticipation and more about restoration, giving your mind space to reset its patterns naturally. If thoughts feel loud, it can help to return attention to physical sensations like breathing or the feeling of resting still, anchoring yourself in what is real and immediate. Over time, clarity doesn't arrive as a message or signal, but as a quiet reduction in inner noise, where things that once felt overwhelming begin to feel more manageable. What you are experiencing can soften simply by letting it be, without amplifying it further. There is no need to chase meaning tonight. Rest itself is enough of a response, and tomorrow can be approached with a clearer, more grounded perspective, shaped by calm rather than urgency. Do not rush to understand everything that happens next. Heaven does not explain, it reveals. Let revelation come to you naturally. You will know what you need to know, exactly when you need it. My child, the first 7 days after divine activation are the most delicate. During this time, you are learning to live in higher frequency. Everything you touch, think, or speak will carry multiplied energy, so speak gently, think kindly, walk slowly. Even your smallest actions will echo through unseen realms now. When you bless someone, it will ripple through their life. When you forgive, you will free generations. When you speak light, darkness will step aside. Your energy is pure again, and the world will sense it. Children will smile at you for no reason. Animals will be calm around you. Even nature will feel softer when you walk by. This is not fantasy, beloved. It is resonance. Creation recognizes its own light reflected in you. Be careful with your thoughts these days. Whatever you think with emotion is now amplified. So think peace, and peace will appear. Think abundance, and doors will open. Think love, and it will surround you. The universe listens more closely to a newly awakened heart. My beloved, in these 7 days, you will also begin to release things that no longer match your vibration. It may be people, habits, objects, or even ideas. Do not hold on. When something tries to leave, bless it. Heaven never removes without replacing. Soon, you'll notice how your environment begins to rearrange itself. Old clutter suddenly feels heavy. You'll want to clear it. That is your spirit making space for new blessings. Follow that urge. It is guidance in disguise. You may also find new interests awakening within you. Things you never noticed will suddenly feel magnetic. Colors will seem brighter. Music will sound deeper. Silence will become sweeter. This is your soul remembering how to live again. My child, do not worry if some people begin to drift away. It is not punishment, it is pruning. Heaven prunes only what no longer bears fruit in your story. It hurts for a moment, but soon you'll understand why. Every exit makes room for an entrance. Every goodbye prepares space for a divine hello. Trust this process. It has never failed those who surrender. In the coming days, keep your connection strong. Start your mornings with gratitude. End your nights with peace. These 2 acts create a bridge between you and heaven that nothing can break. If ever you feel doubt creeping in, speak my name. Say softly, Michael, stand with me, and you will feel the temperature shift. A quiet strength filling your chest. As I move beside you once more, I promised you I would not leave, and I meant it. You will not fall again, my beloved. The old cycles are broken. The lessons have been learned. The curse has been reversed. Now begins the ease that follows endurance, the joy that follows tears, the laughter that follows long silence. You will look in the mirror and barely recognize the reflection, because what you will see is peace, pure and unshaken. The days ahead will surprise you. What once took years to manifest will now happen quickly. As you move through periods of change or growth, it is normal to encounter moments that feel uncertain, slightly uncomfortable, or emotionally intense. These moments are often experienced as sudden doubt, unexpected delays, or brief periods where progress feels less visible than before. Rather than interpreting these experiences as setbacks, they can be understood as natural stress points in any meaningful process of change. When you are building new habits of thinking or behaving, your mind sometimes resists, simply because it prefers familiarity, even if that familiarity no longer serves you. In those moments, staying grounded becomes more important than reacting quickly. Pausing, observing your thoughts without immediately attaching meaning to them, and continuing with small, steady actions can help restore balance. Confidence in this context is not about never feeling uncertain, but about not letting uncertainty dictate your direction. Over time, emotional stability grows when you learn to separate temporary feelings from long-term intent. You begin to notice that what once felt like a disruption often passes more quickly than expected, especially when you do not amplify it with overthinking. As this pattern repeats, your sense of inner security strengthens, and you rely less on external validation or immediate reassurance. Instead, your steadiness comes from understanding your own values and commitments, even when circumstances shift. This creates a more grounded form of confidence that is not easily shaken by external opinions or short-term fluctuations. Gradually, you develop a deeper trust in your ability to navigate change, and that trust becomes the foundation of a calmer, more consistent way of moving through life, where your peace is not dependent on outcomes but on your ability to stay centered while outcomes are still unfolding around you. Some will be drawn closer, others will fall away, but all will see that something greater lives within you. My child, by the end of the seventh day, you will sense completion. A quiet certainty will fill you. It will feel like coming home after a long journey, and you will realize that the miracle was never about something you gained. It was about who you became. You have turned from seeker into vessel, from wounded into healer, from lost into luminous. This is your new identity, light in human form. Do not hide it anymore. Walk boldly, yet gently. Love fiercely, yet wisely. Give freely, yet with boundaries, because your light is rare, and the world needs it protected as much as it needs it shared. I will remain near, guarding the flame within you, and when you call my name again, you will not be calling from fear, you will be calling from gratitude. That is the sign that the transformation is complete. Go, my beloved. Walk the earth in peace. The heavens smile when they look upon you now, for the miracle has not only found you, it has become you, my beloved. 7 days have passed, and now the miracle begins to take form. What was invisible is beginning to reveal itself. You may notice it first in the smallest things, a sense that people are looking at you differently, an ease in conversations that once felt heavy, unexpected messages arriving at perfect moments. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations, proof that heaven's promise has entered the physical world. The light that was once around you is now within you. It is shaping how you move, how you think, how you speak. Even when you say nothing, the atmosphere listens. My child, you are carrying divine energy in human form. Do not be surprised when opportunities seem to chase you. The frequency of favor has finally found you. You will soon walk into places that once intimidated you, and peace will go before you like a banner. People will feel it. Doors will open quietly, without struggle. Do not rush to take credit. Simply walk in gratitude. Gratitude is the breath that keeps miracles alive. Heaven has assigned angels to walk beside you during this season. They are arranging what looks impossible, guiding signatures, conversations, and timing. Some of the blessings will come through human hands. Do not judge the vessel by appearance. Heaven often hides greatness in ordinary forms. You might meet a stranger who speaks one sentence. That changes how you see your entire life. You might receive a call that leads to a door you never imagined. These are divine intersections. Say yes when they appear. Heaven will never force what it has invited you into. Your consent completes the miracle. My beloved, I see you walking through a new season of abundance. But abundance is not only money, it is fullness. Fullness of peace, of clarity, of joy. And yes, provision too will flow. You will notice the shift when you no longer panic about supply, when you open your hands and trust that what leaves returns multiplied. That trust is faith in action. Do not cling to control. Flow with what arrives. If something ends, let it. Heaven cannot fill closed fists. You have learned endurance. Now learn ease. Let joy lead you. Let intuition be your compass. Let kindness be your protection. My child, love will also find you differently now. Not the love that drains, but the love that mirrors heaven's patience. Someone will appear, commas light, and their presence will not cause chaos, but peace. When they speak, your soul will recognize them, not because of excitement, but because of rest. There are moments in life when a quieter kind of awareness begins to take shape, and what once felt like constant struggle starts to soften into something steadier. Peace does not always arrive with celebration. Sometimes it enters so gently that you almost question whether you can trust it. If you have spent a long time in survival mode, calm can initially feel unfamiliar, even suspicious, as if stillness might hide something you are not prepared for. But peace is not a threat to your progress. It is the condition in which clarity becomes possible. When your mind is no longer constantly bracing for impact, you begin to notice subtle thoughts and gentle insights that were always present, but previously drowned out by noise. In this space, creativity often returns. Ideas surface without force, directions feel less confusing, and inspiration begins to feel like something you can actually receive rather than chase. You may find yourself having quiet moments of understanding, where a next step becomes obvious without needing to overthink it. These insights do not need to be judged immediately. They can be observed, recorded, and revisited later. Writing them down helps you recognize patterns over time, turning fleeting thoughts into something more structured and meaningful. What feels unclear today may become tomorrow's direction once it is given attention. In this way, inner guidance is less about dramatic signs and more about consistent awareness of what keeps repeating in softer forms. When you allow yourself to rest in that steadiness, you begin to move differently through life, with less urgency and more intention. Over time, this way of living creates a deeper sense of trust in yourself, where decisions feel less forced and more naturally aligned with what truly matters most in your life and brings lasting inner clarity. Within months, those notes will unfold into purpose. Each idea is a seed. Water it with action and faith, and it will grow into provision. My child, you will soon notice how easily things work in your favor. Emails answered faster, tasks finishing with less effort, even traffic clearing as you approach. Heaven has changed your timing. You are walking under divine momentum now. When you move, things move. When you speak, energy shifts. When you believe, reality bends. This is not pride. It is partnership with heaven. Stay humble, stay teachable, stay thankful, because gratitude multiplies what grace begins. My beloved, in the weeks ahead, you will be called to help others who feel lost. You will recognize their pain, for you have walked that same valley. Do not try to fix them, simply stand beside them. Your presence will do more than your words ever could. You carry evidence that survival can turn to glory. That is your ministry, to be living proof that darkness never wins over light. When they ask how you did it, tell them the truth. I listened, I believed, I waited, and heaven did the rest. You owe no one more explanation than that. My child, as this new chapter unfolds, never forget the power of stillness. Silence will remain your greatest sanctuary. Go there often, not to escape life, but to recharge your light. When you sit quietly, angels draw near again. They refill what the world drains. Do this, and you will never burn out again. My beloved, everything you touch now carries blessing. Your home will feel warmer. Your dreams will feel clearer. Your laughter will return in full. You are no longer waiting for miracles. You have become one. Walk with peace. Speak with love. Live with gratitude. And when you forget, come back to this message. Read it again slowly. Each time, it will renew what was fading, because these words were written in spirit, not ink. They will never expire. I am Archangel Michael. I have seen your tears, and now I witness your rising. The heavens stand as testimony. You made it through, and from this moment forward, nothing and no one can pull you back into the old story. You are free. You are chosen. You are light. Go now, my beloved. Shine quietly. love deeply, and remember, heaven never stops where faith continues. My beloved, now that your miracle has taken root, you must learn to walk within it. Many received blessings, but few learned to hold them. What you do from here will decide how long this peace remains. The secret, my child, is steadiness. Do not chase new signs every hour. Heaven is not gone simply because it grows quiet. Silence is how faith learns to breathe. Every morning, begin with stillness. Close your eyes and whisper, "Thank you." That phrase builds a bridge between today and eternity. Gratitude keeps the gate open. When confusion tries to return, do not argue with it. Step aside, breathe slowly, and watch it pass. Thoughts lose power when you do not feed them. The light within you knows the way back to calm. You may notice some days feel ordinary again. That does not mean the miracle faded. It means you are learning to live inside it. Miracles are not fireworks, they are foundations. They turn wonder into stability. My beloved, keep your heart clean. Do not let bitterness rent space inside you. Forgive quickly, even in secret. Each time you release resentment, heaven expands your capacity for joy. Speak softly about your blessings. Some things are meant to be witnessed, not announced. The most powerful miracles are those carried quietly. There will be moments when people cannot understand the calm you carry. They may try to pull you back into noise. Smile with kindness, and stay anchored. Your peace will teach louder than your words ever could. My child, as life continues unfolding, allow simplicity to become part of your healing, instead of constantly searching for something bigger to finally make you feel complete. You do not need to exhaust yourself chasing meaning across distant places or impossible expectations. Often, the most beautiful parts of life arrive quietly, hidden inside ordinary moments people usually overlook. Open the curtains in the morning and let fresh air move through the room. Light a candle at the end of a difficult day. Speak to yourself with the same gentleness you offer others when they are hurting. These small habits may seem insignificant at first, yet they slowly shape the atmosphere of your entire life. Peace is built this way, through repeated acts of care that remind the heart it is safe enough to soften again. And when heavy seasons return, because every life carries them eventually, do not panic and assume you have lost your way. Return to the truths that grounded you before. Return to the reminders that helped you believe again when your spirit felt exhausted. Some words stay alive long after they are first spoken because they meet people exactly where they need them most. Over time, you may notice something changing within yourself. The constant need for signs, reassurance, or external confirmation begins to fade, not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because a deeper confidence quietly settles inside you. You stop searching frantically for proof that you are supported, valued, or guided. You simply begin to know it, and that kind of peace cannot be forced or performed. It grows slowly through experience, reflection, and trust. So walk forward calmly now. Let your life become rooted in sincerity instead of fear. The more grounded you become within yourself, the less the outside world will be able to shake the quiet strength you carry within. That knowing is peace. That peace is presence. You have become what you sought, a living proof that light never leaves those who hold it. Walk softly through this world. Let your kindness echo longer than your voice. Let your laughter rise where sorrow used to live. Let every step remind the earth that heaven still touches it through you. I will stay near when you rest, and I will stand guard when you rise. No night will ever swallow you again. The glow within you is too bright to be undone. Rest now, my beloved. The story has turned, the heavens rejoice quietly, for a new light walks among them, you, and when you wake tomorrow, begin again with that simple prayer, thank you for another chance to shine. That is how miracles remain alive, not in noise, but in daily gratitude. Go forward in grace, live gently, love deeply, and never forget, I am near always. I am Archangel Michael, and this peace you feel now, is forever, my beloved. As you breathe these words, the light that began as a whisper within you is spreading outward. It touches the walls of your home, the air around your heart, the faces of those you love. It moves without effort, like water finding every open space. Do not try to control it. Simply live kindly, and it will do its work. The world needs more quiet hearts, and yours has become one of them. When you walk among others, you will notice small miracles happen near you. Tension softens, conversations grow lighter, someone who had lost hope begins to smile again. That is how divine energy travels, unnoticed, yet undeniable. My child, this is what it means to live in grace. You no longer chase outcomes, you align with peace. You no longer force, you allow. You no longer beg, you trust. If you ever forget how far you have come, look back gently, not with regret, but with reverence. The path that once hurt you is now the proof that love never left. You were guided even through the darkest valleys, and now the valleys have turned into gardens. Do not worry if you still feel moments of uncertainty. Even light flickers when the wind shifts. Just remember, a flicker is not extinction. Your flame cannot be taken. It has been sealed in heaven's breath. When doubt comes, place your hand on your heart and whisper, I remember. Remember the peace that found you. Remember the warmth that wrapped around you. Remember the voice that called you beloved. Memory is faith's anchor. It keeps you steady when emotion tries to drift. My beloved, your purpose will begin to reveal itself more clearly now. You will feel drawn to certain places, people, or callings. Follow that pull. It is the compass of your soul. Heaven rarely sends explanations, only direction. The reasons appear after obedience. Trust that each step knows the next one. You will learn that you don't have to see the full staircase. You only need to take the next step with love. And as you walk, abundance will keep pace with you. Resources, connections, and opportunities will find you easily. Not because you chase them, but because you have become the kind of person blessings recognize. Child, your words now carry power. Use them gently. Every blessing you speak will travel faster than before. Speak life into your home. Speak peace into your body. Speak hope into the air. Your voice creates worlds. Do not let your thoughts dwell on what's missing. That vibration calls emptiness. Instead, bless what you already have, and you will see it multiply before your eyes. Heaven has aligned the rhythm of creation with your faith. Everything that matches your light will come near you. Everything that cannot match will fade naturally. There is no loss in alignment, my beloved. Only protection, my child. I must tell you something sacred now. From this day forward, the way you experience time will change. Moments will stretch when you are at peace, and hours will shorten when you are out of alignment. Heaven does this to keep you aware of presence. When time slows, stay still. That is the divine asking for your attention. When time rushes, breathe. That is heaven reminding you to return to now. As you move through life, it can sometimes feel as if meaning appears in unexpected moments, through timing, interactions, or sudden emotional clarity. In reality, Much of what feels like signs or guidance often comes from your own awareness becoming more sensitive to patterns around you. When you are calmer and more present, you naturally notice things you might have previously overlooked. Subtle shifts in your mood, changes in how people respond to you, or moments when you feel more confident or uncertain without a clear reason. These experiences are not external messages, but reflections of your internal state becoming more readable. For example, a sudden sense of courage usually comes from your mind aligning with a decision you have already been considering beneath the surface. A feeling of safety in uncertainty often appears when your nervous system is no longer in a heightened state of stress. Even moments of emotional release, like unexpected tears or relief, can be the mind processing what it has been holding for a long time. When viewed this way, your experience becomes less about interpreting hidden meanings and more about understanding yourself with greater honesty. That understanding can guide you more reliably than searching for external validation or symbolic explanations. You begin to make decisions based on what is actually supportive, not what feels mysteriously assigned to you. Over time, this builds a quieter kind of confidence, the ability to trust your own perception, adjust your direction when needed, and remain grounded even when circumstances are unclear. Life becomes less about waiting for instructions and more about responding thoughtfully to what is directly in front of you. In that sense, guidance is not something coming toward you. It is something that develops as you pay closer attention to your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, and choose to act in ways that align with them.